Hello everyone, welcome you all with my question set 30 for the database management system practical videos series. So here this question is also based on that scenario that I have explained in my 16th video. Here this scenario based on this Kaluli Junior College. So okay, let's move on to the question. Here in this question set 30, I have to answer these 6 sub-questions. So in this first sub-question it says that find the number of letters in the full name of all the students in grade 11. So I have to find out the number of letters in the full names of all students in grade 11. For answering these questions I am going to use ADSQL browser, so I am opening it. So after opening it, I am maximizing it, so I show you the database I have created for that. Here exam mark DB, this is the database I have created, and in this database you can see here the first table as class. Here the class table, you can see this ID and the class name. Then here exam term table, these are the details and these are the data I have entered to the exam term table. And here the student table, the records about 8 students are included in this student table. And here the student exam mark record table, this is the most important table in this database. That means all the subject ID, term ID and marks of all the students are inserted to this table. And here the final table is this subject table. You can see in this table there are 3 subjects as mathematics, science, Sinhala language and literature. So this is the overall explanation about my database that I have created regarding that scenario as exam mark DB. So let's move on to the first sub question. So here I am going to write the query for the first sub question. So first of all I am going to select all from student table. Here this is table student. So by executing it we can gain all the details from the student table, and then I am going to inner join the class table to this by giving the relationship between student tables class ID should be equal to class tables ID. So then I am going to execute it. So you can see here the class table and the student table has been inner joined. So here I have to find out only the records regarding this class name 11 is. So I am going to filter it by the class name, where class tables class name should be equal to 11 name. Sorry, here in this question it says that all students in grade 11. So no need of, here all the students are from grade 11 class. So no need of giving this condition to that. Okay, so this is the results that we have to gain. Then I have to find out all the count of all the letters of the full name of all the students from grade 11. And so for that I am going to use the CONCAT function.
这一次我真的睡着了。
So then I am going to replace that function to this CONCAT student tables, the first name of the student and the last name of the student. So I am giving the column name as student full name, student full name. So then let's execute this. So after executing we can get the results as this. So this is the full name of the student, so we have to find out the character length of these full names of all the students. So then I'm going to replace this here. I'm going to cut this. So then I'm going to give the character length, and also it's same as char length. So I'm going to give the function as char length. Here char length, and for the string I'm giving the first the concat I have cut before. So here by executing it we can gain the length of the students' full names. So I'm editing this here, the length student full name. So we can gain the length count of the student's full name. So this is the answer for the first sub question, number of letters in the full name of all students in grade 11. So here in the second question it says that Sinhala language and literature, find number of letters in this word. So we have to find out number of letters in this word. So as it is given this word, we can give it directly. So I'm going to give it directly to the query. So here I'm deleting this. So at once I'm going to write the query for this. Select char length, here the function char length. So I'm giving for this string as Sinhala language and literature. So we have to find out the char length. So I'm giving it as letter count. The column name, I'm specifying that. So okay, let's execute this. So it says that the letter count is equal to 29. So let's count it: 2, 4, 6, 8. Here for that char length, this space is also a single character. So we have to count this space also as a character. So here 2, 4, 6, 8. So if you count this, the character length of this word Sinhala language and literature, so you can gain that this, the letter count should be equal to 29. So in the third question it says that find the number of letters in the full name of all students in grade 11A class. So in this case we have to inner join the student table and the class table. And okay, let's write the code for that also. So I'm deleting this. So first of all I'm going to give this select all from student table. Okay, so I'm executing this. So as you can see, the details from the student table has been came to this resource area. So then I'm going to inner join the class table by giving the relationship between the student table's class ID and also the ID of the class table. Okay, so then I'm going to execute it. So you can see all these two tables, student table, the student table and the class table has been inner joined in this resource area. So you can see the details. So then I'm going to specify it by the class name by giving this where clause. So where class table's class name should be equal to 11A. Here I am giving this a space. Then I am executing it, so we can filter it by the class name 11A. So we have to find out the name, the full name, the letter count of the full name of all these 4 students. So then I am going to concat first the student table's first name and also the student table's last name. Okay, So then I'm going to execute it. So you can see here I have gained the letters, all the full name. I have gained the full name of the students who are studying in grade 11A class. Here Sandun Vijayaratna, Sachitra Vikram Singh, Amanda Moses, Dilan Vijayavardhan. So we have to find out the letter count. For that I am cutting this and I am giving the function as char length. Here this is. So I am replacing the cut, the one here concat, and giving it to this within these brackets of this char length function. So then I am executing it, so we can gain the character lengths, the letter counts of the full name of the students who are studying in grade 11A class. So then I am specifying the column name as letter count in this case also. So then I am going to execute it. So it says that these are the letter counts of the students: 15, 23, 11 and 17. So this is the answer for the third sub question. So let's move on to the fourth one. Prepare the first name of all grade 11B students in capital letters. So for that we have to use the upper function. So okay, let's write the query for that. So in this case, first of all I am going to select all from student table. So from this table we have to inner join the class table also, because we have to filter it by the class name here. So I am going to inner join the class table here by giving the condition as class ID should be equal to student tables class ID. So then I am going to execute it. So you can see here class table also came to this result set area by inner joining it. So I am going to specify the details of the students with the class name 11B. So I am giving this where clause, where class tables class name should be equal to 11B. So here we have to give the class name as 11B. So by executing this we can specify the columns. They specify the details of these students with this class name 11B. So here we have to find out, here we have to give this first name of these 4 students in capital letters. So here I am going to specify the column name, select first name. Here I am going to give the student tables first name from student inner join. So here by executing this we can gain this first name of these students, Madara, Kasu, Namila and Nisansara. So then I am going to give this the column name within to that So then here I am going to give this column name within that upper function. So I am giving this upper function here to within these brackets I am pasting that the student dot first name. So by executing this we can gain the names of these 4 students, the first name of these 4 students in capital letters. So by using this upper function. So okay, it's time to specify the column name. So I am giving the column name as capital letters, first name. Okay, so by executing this we can gain the first name in capital letters of those students who are studying in 11B class. So in this 5th question it says that prepare the names of all the subjects in simple letters. So here we have to use the lower function. Here in this 4th sub question we have used upper function, and in this 5th question we have to use lower function. So let's go and write the query for that also. So I am going to select all from subject table in this case. So then I am going to execute this. So we have to find out only the subject names. So I am filtered by this the subject tables subject names. So by executing this we can gain these subject names. So we have to give all these three subjects in simple letters. So for that I am using lower function. Here the lower function, and I am giving the column name within these brackets and executing it. We can gain all these the subject names in simple letters. So this is the answer for the fifth sub question. Then let's move on to the sixth sub question, the final sub question here. Find the average of the marks obtained by Amanda Moses, student in class 11A, in all term examinations in the subject of science. So we have to give an advanced query for this. So here we have to find out the average from the marks. So we have to join the exam records, student exam mark record table, and here the student name is given. So we have to change the student table. So here the class table. So no need of changing the exam term table because it says that all term examinations, and here we have to change the subject table also. So it says that the subject of science. So let's write the query for that. First of all I am going to select all from student exam mark record table. So by executing it we can gain all the details from this student exam mark record table. So then here I am going to join the student table with the usage of this column names. The student table's index number should be equal to student exam mark record table's student index number. So by executing this we can join all these two tables, and here is the time to join the class table also. So then I am going to join the class table with the usage of this ID of the class table and the class ID from the student table. So then I am going to execute this. So we can see here the class names has been came to this result set area 2. So then I am going to join the subject table. Here the subject table on student exam mark record table subject ID should be equal to subject tables subject ID. Okay, so then I am going to execute this. So by executing we can gain all the details here regarding the subjects also. So then let's start by filtering this result set. So then first of all I am going to give the condition by this where clause, where student, the first name of the student should be equal to Amanda. So I am going to select it from this result set itself. So you can see here this is the record, here the record Amanda. So I am going to replace it here Amanda, and the last name of the student should be equal to Moses. So here this is the last name of that student. So I am pasting it here. So then I am executing it. So you can see that result set has been filtered by this first name and the last name of this specified student. So then in next step I am going to give the subject name. Here in this subject table the subject name should be equal to mathematics. So here I am going to give this science. The subject should be equal to science. So then by executing this we can filter that result set only to 2 rows. Here you can see the result set here, and then finally I am going to give the class name. So you can see here no need of giving the class name, but as it is explained in this question, it's mentioned in this question as class 11 name. So let's give it here. And class tables class name should be equal to 11 name. Okay, by executing this, we can gain the same result set. So then we have to find out the average of these marks. Here 75 plus 85 is equal to 160. So here average should be equal to 80. So then let's find out the average with the usage of this average function. And for that function I am giving the column name as student exam mark record tables marks column. So then by executing this, we can gain that average as 80. So then finally I am giving the column name as average. So then by executing it, says that the average is equal to 80 of this student Amanda Moses for the subject of science in all examination terms who are studying in this 11A class. So okay, this is the end of my question set 30 explanation, and thank you for joining with me in this question set also. Let's meet with another interesting video soon.